What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Singing the Tea. You already know I'm your host, Dustin Singer Actor Lewis. Sometimes I sing, sometimes I give you all of the reality TV tea, but it's always what you want and it's definitely what you need. And child, listen, y'all, I'm a little under the weather, but I said I gotta get y'all this one, so if my voice sounds a little different or if it goes out and it cracks, maybe charge it to my head, not my heart, baby. But I'm trying to get this to y'all. I'm already late, so I'm trying to give y'all this Married to Medicine. Baby, I'm under the weather. But anyway, comment, like, subscribe, share with the family members, share with the friends so we can grow our community. And let's talk about Married to Medicine, y'all. Listen, Married to Medicine, this episode, it was an okay episode. It wasn't nothing to run home about, to be honest. The episode was fine. I enjoyed it. But was it the most amazing episode of Married to Medicine? No. I think last week's episode of Married to Medicine was top tier, baby. Last week had it going on. But speaking of last week's episode, the episode opens up with Scott and Contessa talking about Angel's party because, you know, she's getting ready to go to this trip to Miramar, Florida. And she's planning the girls' trip, and her and Scott are like, look, do you think the ladies are going to survive? Contessa has faith that she feels like she can bring peace. Contessa, we're going to see what you can do, girl, but I'm not too sure if you're going to be able to do it. But I do have faith in you, and I think you did a good job overall. So, you know, we get a scene with Simone and Cecil talking about the party because she's getting ready to go to the trip. And child, they sitting there like, girl, I didn't even know if you was going to go because of everything that transpired, baby. She got into it with Quad. She got into it with Heavenly. She got into it with Angel too, just a little bit. Simone had it out for everybody at the event. Simone had it going on. And here's the thing, Simone. It was a lot of drama. But when it comes to the whole VIN number situation, yes, you told Heavenly that. But Simone, we're not going to sit up here and act like we have not seen you say on camera and on social media that you look up your cast members. You said that you do. So, girl, we can't sit up here and you can't sit up here and get mad at us or your cast members for being on alert because you do that. You openly admitted that this is something that you do. And I understand Heavenly can be a little bit much. I get it. But you said it. So if you said it, it could possibly happen. And that's something that you got to own and understand. Now, when you were talking about the marriages, I will say this. I do think Heavenly was wrong for bringing up your marriage. We already know Heavenly going to go low. She always does that. That's just simply who Heavenly is going to be. We know who she is from she was on season 1, but from season 2 to now, Heavenly is going to be Heavenly. We already know what she's going to give us. But I do think that both of y'all's marriages could use some work. But I do agree with you, Simone. It was unnecessary. She didn't have to bring it up. But also, too, Simone, you be putting it out there. You got to stop putting it out there. If you don't want somebody to know something, stop putting it out there for people to sit up here and pick it apart. And speaking of Heavenly, you know, we see Heavenly and Dr. Damon. I like Dr. Damon. He's all right with me. But, you know, Heavenly and Dr. Damon are talking about it. And she doesn't want to go to the trip either. She's like, baby, she cussing and carrying on. Damon was like, buddy, you got to work on that cussing. You got to work on that. One, you need to work on it, girl, because you be getting hot and ready up in there. But two, you running for office. You can't be in that. Well, never mind. I say this, feel like every time I talk about her running for office, yes, she can. Now, yes, she can. You can do whatever you want to do, apparently, and run for office, child, according to what people got going on. But listen, this ain't what this is about. This is not a political podcast or none of that. This is a simple YouTube channel when we over here singing the tea. Whether we sick on the shut-in list, but we're going to be over here singing the tea, baby. That's what we're going to be over here doing. And I should have fixed me a little tea while I'm over here playing. But Heavenly, I'm going to say this, girl. You was doing too much. You were the reason that all these arguments popped off. You didn't have to say nothing. You should have went over there, sip your juice, Shelby, and you should have just had you a good time. But you couldn't allow that to happen because you Heavenly and you like the mess. And you get it started. And we slick be here for it a little bit. Even though we getting tired of some of the mess that you be doing, Heavenly. We're going to go ahead and keep that above. So, you know, Heavenly is not leaving on the trip with everybody else. But we see all of the ladies at the airport. And you know, at the airport, we get a clip where we are seeing the ladies kind of like huddled around each other, and they are kind of apologizing to Angel for the basically the destruction that they caused at her event. I like that. I appreciate all of them for putting on their big girl panties and apologizing to her. I think that was dope. I'm gonna be real with you, Quan and Simone, baby. I don't know when y'all made up. But y'all was real chummy. Y'all was super best friends on this trip. And I was like, y'all got back on one accord real fast. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if y'all had to sit down and y'all talked about it on y'all own private time, which I'm cool with. It just would have been nice to see because y'all was at each other's necks at Angel Party. That's essentially what kind of started it all between honestly, Heavenly Simone, you and Simone. It was kind of the quad of it all, which I don't know. I love MsQuad. It wasn't MsQuad. It was really Simone. Simone, you shouldn't have said what you said. You said it. But it was good to me. Now, the ladies, they make it to Miramar. I don't know why I can't say it. It's right down the street for me. And I don't know why I can't say it. Shout out to the ladies for being down here, baby. They're not too far from Pensacola. And shout out to DrContessa from going to school down here in Pensacola. So shout out to her. That was really, really dope to see them not too far from these Pensacola streets. Shout out to them. I love it. And I just thought about something. Never mind. Anyway, but shout out to her. And it seemed like a good time. So we see the ladies there split in between two cars, right? So we see the car that DrJackie is in is DrJackie, Toya, Dr. Simone, and Brandy. They're in that car. So Toya is asking, she's like, look, is Heavenly gonna come on this trip, Jackie? Have you talked to her? And Jackie's like, listen, I don't know. I haven't talked to her. I don't know if she's coming on the trip or not. And Jackie's thing is, look, I do want her to come because I want to talk to everybody individually. I want to talk to everybody because Simone, girl, you was like hot with everybody. And Simone, I'm going to be real with you. You kind of got a little too elevated with Jackie in the car because Jackie always does the like, hey, I want to talk to each one of y'all individually so she can try to bridge the gap. That is something that Jackie does. So your energy was a little too rah-rah for Jackie because she wasn't giving you that. And you were saying like, oh, well, you need to make sure you had a conversation with the other ones too because they also did it. That's what she was saying. She wants to have a conversation with all of y'all. But Simone, you have to realize you do so much that everybody's also like, here, Simone, go. Like, Simone, you are always on 10. And it's like, Simone, we got to keep it a buck. You were kind of the center of a lot of the drama that was at that party. Whether you caused it or not, it was centered around you. You got into it with Heavenly. You got into it with Quad. You got into it with Angel slightly. And honestly, you and Mimi kind of also maybe had a little something, but Mimi just doesn't give you that energy when you was talking about, oh, well, you in the right friend group. You kind of got a lot of stuff started, Simone, so you got to kind of own some of that. So you got to keep it 100. You did cause a lot of the issues. Now, I can understand you being annoyed with Heavenly because of the stuff that she's saying, and it can mess up your medical. But she would have nothing to say if you didn't do anything. You give her something, and she went out there and ran with it. But she would have nothing if you didn't give her anything. So just keep that in mind. Now, they make it to the house, and baby, that house is bad. That house is bad. That house is bad. That's what I'm talking about. DrContessa, you did that with that house, girl. You did that. I don't know who, like they say, I don't know who helped you. I don't know if you did it on your own. Scott clearly didn't. But shout out to you, girl, because DrContessa, you did that. That house is fire, baby. And listen, Angel from Real Housewives of Potomac, baby, take notes. This is how you do it. You go find you a house that everybody can stay in. And listen, it was one room with 4 beds in it. See, she had plenty of room for everybody. That everybody could stay in one house. This is how you do a girls trip. We 5 seconds in on the girls trip, and it's way better than what she did on the Real Housewives of Potomac, Angel. You got to do better. But this ain't about them. This is about the Married to Medicine girls. So, you know, I like the way she did the rooms. I'm going to be real. Newbies, y'all got to go through that hazing a little bit. Y'all got to share a room. That's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Share your room, girl, and go on about your day. Share the room. Now, when they had to pull the straws, I did like that as far as like who gets to go in the house first to pick their room. I did like that as well. Excuse me. I did like that as well. I thought that was cute. I thought that was fun. So I did enjoy that also. But one thing I did not enjoy is Angel. Angel, when you was in the room with Brandy and you was like, okay, girl, if we're going to be sharing a room, what is your energy going to be on? What is your vibe going to be? What is that? Because I just need to know, like, if you're going to have good energy, I definitely need good energy around me when you sleep. So what is your energy going to be? What is it? And it was like the way you were coming at her, it was like, Are your vibes and energy good? Because you bringing this up the way that you are, it seems like there's a problem. You and that girl ain't had no problem for you to do all of that. That was so unnecessary. And it just seemed like you were just trying to make a moment, make something out of nothing. It was so unnecessary. It was so unwarranted. And I'm glad when they went downstairs and they were talking about it, Toya was like, girl, you saying that is what's bringing the bad energy. Apologize to your roommate so y'all can be good. She 100% right. And I'm going to be real with you. Even your apology, girl, child, ain't nobody want that. Your apology was just half, your apology was half behind anyway, so ain't nobody want your apology. So, Angel, that right there was unnecessary. It wasn't cool. Well, if I apologize, if I came at, you did. You came at the girl wrong. It wasn't necessary. Y'all are newbies in that thing together. Y'all should have been rocking. And like she said, if you want to go down there and sleep with Quad, baby, you go down there and do it. But Quad didn't want you in her room. Quad is kept. She said, go on up there and sleep. It's 3-4 beds up there. It's 2 of y'all. Figure it out. Now, Angel, you did way too much, girl. You on this trip by the wing of a prayer anyway, girl, because you all right. Yeah, you got some scrubs, but you all right, baby. You ain't doing all of that. You ain't doing all of that to be doing all of this. Calm down. We like you, but get on one accord, baby girl. Get it together. Now, DrContessa had them a nice hibachi spread out there by the pool. The ladies put on their bathing suits. They get ready to dip. I ain't heard nobody talk about this. Y'all remember when we was little and they said that you had to wait 30 minutes after you eat to get in the pool? Is that true? I don't know. I'm going to look that up when I get off of here. I feel like I don't see people say that or do that no more. First of all, back in the day, they used to tell us anything. Why did our parents just be telling us any old thing back in the day? Baby, they will tell us anything. Baby, you got a little bump on your tongue because you're lying. Now, that's probably true. The bumps on your tongue. If you get a bump on your tongue because you lying, you a liar if you get a bump on your tongue. What else is something they used to tell us when we was little? I don't know. I can't think of none because, like I said, I can't think of none. Child, I'm shocked I'm getting through this way. I'm getting through it. But yes, y'all know our parents used to have us believe in any old type of... Girl, another one I saw the other day. When it be raining and the sun is out and they said the devil's beating his wife, baby, I used to be in my room in shambles. About that girl because why won't somebody go down and help that poor lady? But this ain't about that. We're going to get back to this married to medicine. So she got a nice spread down there for the pool. Everybody's having a good time. And, Contessa's letting the ladies know she called DrHeavenly and Heavenly didn't answer. So she don't know if Heavenly coming or going. And Simone said, listen, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Heavenly not coming because of me because she said that I was aggressive. She said that I pushed Heavenly. And Simone was like, I ain't do all that. I just told her, girl, get your hands off me because I don't want to be fake. Now, Simone, you did do... You was a little like ready. You was a little annoyed by it, right? Which, rightfully so, you just went through a lot. But you did cuss Heavenly out. You did throw her arm back. You didn't like push her like that, but you did. But 100% Simone, it wasn't that deep. So Simone, I'm with you. It wasn't that deep for Heavenly to be doing all of this. And I can understand Simone being annoyed and being like, I'm done with her because she can affect your medical practice. I get that. So I understand when it started affecting your bills and your money, girl, I understand where you're coming from because it wasn't that deep for Heavenly to be carrying on like she carrying on. But Heavenly said, baby, y'all do it. Heavenly said, y'all do it when I be over here acting a fool. So let me give y'all some of what y'all be doing to me so I can understand. But one thing I like about MsQuad said, listen, Simone ain't gonna bust a grape. So at the end of the day, Heavenly got to understand, you put stuff out there, you can't get mad that you getting these reactions that you getting. I 100% respect Quad, and Heavenly does have to do better. Heavenly be speaking on any situation, anytime, any way that she want to, but then she want to get mad when it's coming back at her. Heavenly, you can't have it both ways, my baby. That's the one thing. Now, when they was out there playing Truth or Dare, baby, they had me weak. Truth or Dare was a good, funny dog on time, baby. Angel was talking about she put some numbers. I need to go get some of the numbing spray she had quiet as kept, baby, because my throat was humming over here. But she had to get some numbing spray, baby. She said it was so numbed up, she couldn't even do nothing. She couldn't even swallow. Girl, she said, baby, she was hurting, baby. She was over there. Then Brandy over here trying to show Quad how to get twins. Simone letting us be known, baby, that is not medical advice. Please do not follow that because that ain't how you do nothing. But Brandy, I'm glad that you a fun time girl. But I'm going to be real with y'all. Simone, I look at you like an auntie. And I need to know that you Oh Lord, when she got to talking about some, I opened up with giving him a little boom boom. I opened up giving him a little wham wham. Simone, I didn't need to know what you needed to do in Greece, and it was uncomfortable for me. And I don't know if I need to sue you, press charges, or what I need to do. But Simone, I just did not appreciate that. I didn't need to know none about none of that, Simone. But I do hope that you and Lord, I almost said Curtis. Not Curtis, Lord. Not please, Lord, not Curtis. You and Cecil can go around there to Greece and y'all can hustily get y'all groove back because y'all are not in a good place right now. But I hope that y'all can get y'all freak on over there in Greece because they say that's a place of love. I like my Greece hot so I can drop some stuff in it like fried chicken, fried fish, fried shrimp, stuff like that. French fries. That's what I like my Greece in. That's the type of Greece I like. So, the next day, excuse me, y'all. So, child, the next day, the ladies, they split the group. So, Contessa said, I know DrJackie, I know Toya and these ladies ain't finna play with these dolphins. So, we gonna go do the dolphins, and them ladies gonna go to the, they're gonna get on the Mooks, or the Mokes, or whatever it was, and go to a little restaurant. It was cute. Contessa lets it be known she texts Heavenly, still haven't heard anything. And in the car, she's basically letting the ladies know, like, Simone, maybe it was just like y'all were just heightened, right? Y'all were just upset. And Heavenly might not realize, or her perception of what happened could be different. I do think that that's a thing, too. I think that Heavenly's perception was like, oh, wait, Simone, you normally be mad, but you don't be mad like this with me. And were y'all physical? Technically, yes. But was it physical like that? No. Like, I don't think that Simone was going to do anything again. I just truly don't. But I think Contessa is trying to get to a place of just like, hey, y'all, we need to get to a place of just resolving this. And I think that that's a great thing for her to do. Now, child, when they were driving them cars and Jackie hat flew off and she just let go of the wheels and caught the hat and was just sitting there like, yeah, girl, yeah, baby, go ahead, grab the wheel. Just, Jackie, you are driving. You are actively driving a car right now. You just over here, yeah, baby, hold the wheel while I fix my hat. I called it, didn't I? You saw that. Jackie threw that hat back on. All right, you got the wheel? Thank you. Jackie. The Lord may bless you with the gift to deliver, baby, but he didn't bless you with the gift to get behind no wheel because you would have had me terrified. Baby, Angel ain't know what to do. That girl was scared for her life. Angel said, baby, I didn't bring my scrubs. I don't know. I don't got my scrubs on. I got on a bathing suit. We cannot be doing this. When I tell you that was so funny, but Jackie was proud of herself for catching that doggone hat. But Angel was over here shaking for her life. That was so funny. So when they make it to the resort, it seems like a cool spot. Looks really, really cute. Baby Quad was hungry. She said, just bring me whatever y'all got ready in the kitchen. They was like, you don't even want to know what they got? She said, child, just bring me something. I'll eat whatever. So that was really cute and funny. And speaking of Quad, she talks about her IVF journey and she's not ready to tell the ladies, but she does want to tell them when the group is together as a whole. She wants to let everybody know that it's not going as planned. And I respect that. And I think the ladies are going to rally behind her. Now, the Dolphin crew. So the Dolphin crew, it looked like a cute little event. It looked like a good time. Nothing really to run home about over there with the Dolphin ladies. It just was a cute, fun time. Now, back over here with Toya, Quad, Angel, and DrJackie, they had it going on. This was a fun group. I really, really like this group over here. But, when they were sitting there, Toya just lets it be known. She's like, look, I really feel like Dr. Simone is going to have a hard time when it comes to Heavenly if she does come to this trip. And Quad doesn't necessarily agree, but I feel like the other ladies are like, yeah, like speaking of everything that went on at her event, girl, it was bad. So we do think that it's going to be some slow singing and some flower bringing if Dr. Heavenly comes to this trip, which she does. We already know she comes on the trip at the last minute, right? But speaking of Toya, Toya's like, well, Angel, what was your beef with me? Like, what was it that you needed to talk to me about? And they get into the situation between Toya bringing up Angel wanting to hook her up with one of Eugene's friends in front of the dude that she was with. Toya, no matter how you try to excuse it, move the goalpost or whatever, you were wrong. And you never said that it was Eugene's best friend. Whether it was Eugene's best friend or not, the girl said, hook me up with somebody. You didn't ask if she was dating anybody. She didn't divulge that information. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. You keep saying, oh, you trying to mess up my situation over here. How does that mess up your situation? These people know you. They don't know her. Like, and you don't know all the details of it. What you have to do in those situations, hey, here you go. Hands off. Whatever happened between y'all. Don't come to me with nothing. Don't bring up nothing to me. Y'all are two grown adults. Figure it out. So, Toya, at the end of the day, you making it deeper than what it is. It wasn't that deep. The lady just asked you to hook her up with one of Eugene's friends. People do that. And you know girl code. You was wrong. Point blank period, you was wrong. You should have pulled the lady aside and you should have had that conversation with her on the side, girl. That's where you went wrong. Hands down. So, they come to a resolution on the situation, but, as they're coming to a resolution, we see Heavenly walking in. So we see Heavenly walking in. And baby Miss Toya was going to get it started. Toya had said, oh, hey, girl. She said, oh, wait, girl. You be careful with touching people, that you got issue with. You need to be careful. Toya was ready to get it started, and I was here for it. That's the one thing with that Toya Bush Harris, baby. She gonna get it started every time. And I love me some Toya. That's why I love these ladies over here. They ain't scared, baby. They've been seasoned in the game for a minute, baby. They're gonna give us something to run home about. So, they catching Heavenly up on all the drama. Well, not really drama, all the fun that they had the night before. But they was like, Heavenly, why you coming in late, girl? What's going on? And she was like, oh, well, Damon's birthday is today. So, last night we had to celebrate his birthday. So me and him did some things like last night. And Jackie's like, what kind of things did y'all do? Jackie, you know what Heavenly and her man was around there doing. She said, baby, what married people do. You already know, Jackie. Baby, that was so funny to me because ain't nobody thinking that. I don't even know if Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon is still bumping uglies. Bunking pocketbooks or whatever they're doing over there. But if they are, shout out to them. But it's just so funny because Heavenly just makes it seem like she just this ravished beast, baby, that be in the bed, huffing and hollering, baby, up in there. I know that's right, Heavenly. Let the people know you know how to keep your man happy, and I ain't even mad at you. So, child, after they finish up at the restaurant, they make it back to the house, and the Dolphin crew is already back there. And, Heavenly walks in the house. She's speaking to the girls, but she said, ooh, hey, good morning. She sees Simone. Not you. You can choke, baby. She let Simone know, I'm paying you dust. I have nothing for you. And Simone was like, oh, so she ain't going to speak to me? No, she not going to speak to you, girl. Y'all is beefing. Y'all is at war, baby. Y'all is 16 at war, and she ain't got nothing for you, baby. And it was too funny to me. Now, when Simone was over there talking about oh, see, I brought y'all trash back with y'all. That was funny. And I'm with Toya, baby. When Toya was over there reporting the news, baby, when she was a news anchor, Toya said, let me give y'all a little piece of meteorology. Meteorologist. Whatever it is, y'all know what I'm talking about. She said, baby, Hurricane Heavenly is at a 4. She said, baby, when she make landfall, she gonna be at a good 5, baby. And we already know when Heavenly get to 5, baby, it's gonna be a shitstorm. And we already know it's gonna be good, baby. It is going to be a mess when Heavenly get it started and she cut loose. I am so ready for next week's episode because I feel like it's going to really get into like the issues with this friend group, and we need to get to the bottom of it so these ladies can move forward. I do think Heavenly and Dr. Simone can move forward because honestly they've been here before. They can work through this. It's not that deep. We need the Golden Girls to get their group back together so we can move forward. But that's going to be the review, y'all. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share with the family members, share with the friends so we can grow our community. But until next time, I'll see y'all later.